What's up, Milwaukee and the world? It's your girl, Brandy Iberia. Listen, y'all, you are locked and live to my Saved and the City celebration countdown. Y'all, I'm doing what I'm calling an MKE treasure marathon. And so, what we're going to do is chat with some of the amazing people in our community that are doing amazing things. Now, I couldn't get a hold of everybody, but the ones that I did, I got a tight grip on them, okay? And so, again, what are we gearing up for, y'all? We're gearing up for the Saved and the City 5-year anniversary celebration and countdown. Listen, it's free and open to the public. I need you guys to be there this Saturday. That's October 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Infinite Church. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But again, it's at the Infinite Church. That is this Saturday at 6 p.m. from 6 to 9 p.m. The address there is 6750 North 43rd Street. So without further ado, listen, as you guys are coming in, I need you to share this post. I need you to like this post because I want you to know, I want you to see that the narrative that the media has about Milwaukee isn't necessarily true, right? There are people that are doing the work, that are painting the murals, that are catching the beauty of our city through cinematography and film and beyond, right? And so this, like, I need this to go viral, okay? I need the positivity to be the thing that we're talking about, right? Because we're quick to jump on the negative bandwagon. And so here's an opportunity to shine light on people who are doing amazing things. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up our first treasure. Listen, this man is absolutely amazing. I met him years ago, and and he's still doing the work. Like, that's the thing. I think 5 year is going to be more so about consistency more than just the people that show up at these different events and different things that are going on, right? And so Brad Anthony Bernard, what can I say? He's an artist, visual artist. Some people don't know, funk artist. Listen, one of my first performances was on his stage at the Arts and Funk Festival. And so he's just an amazing vessel. And so we're going to come on, y'all, he's driving. And so he's going to have his camera off. And if he comes to a stop, he might let us see his face. But what we're going to do is bring on the amazing, the talented Brad Anthony Bernard. Come on in, Brad. Can you hear me?
Look at you. Thank you for that awesome introduction. You got me feeling like a rock star out here, you
Okay.
know. But God bless you and all your efforts of what you're doing
Thank
in the community.
you. I see you
And
moving. Where you got balloons in the background. Where you going?
oh, wait a minute,
You got a
what you looking
party?
at? What you looking
Oh,
at?
this is when you had the video on earlier. I thought I saw a balloon in the background. But anyhow, let's
Yeah.
talk.
Yes. Let's. So,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm honored to be here.
Yes.
Forgive my facelessness as I make these moves. But yes,
Yeah.
congratulations on your ministry and
Thank you.
what you're doing with Saved in the City. Uh,
Yes.
I think it's important to acknowledge the blessings.
I appreciate that, Brad. But I want you to, and thank you for loving on me. But what I want you to do is share with the people a little bit about Anthony Bernard, a little bit about the work that you do. Because when I met you, you were doing all. I mean, I think you actually even did like it was a drawing of me while I was performing at one point, and then beyond that, I still have it. And then,
Yes.
like, you were a professor at another point, and then beyond that, you're doing murals. So talk about your art. Why is it important to you to continue to do this work? And talk a little bit about the joy that you get out of doing what you do.
Well, I do the best I can to encapsulate things, but really, um, you know, uh, over the last 25 years, I've established myself as an educator, a muralist, and exhibiting artist in the city of Milwaukee. A lot of good blessings. I agree with
Mm-hmm.
you. The narrative about the city doesn't always match what's actually happening on the ground. Um, I think there's a lot that everybody could do to improve the narrative. And so a lot of what I've tried to do is to change that narrative. So um, when we first met, I was doing what was called the Community Arts and Funk Festival, and
Yeah.
that was to
Let's bring it back, Brad.
well, it's still got a pulse, but just trying to figure some other things out. But the purpose behind that was to actually give showcase to visual artists um, from the city of Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
local musicians, singers, songwriters, bands uh, of original music in Milwaukee, and so um, especially in the void of what used to be the Inner City Arts Council and
Mm-hmm.
having a black art community,
Mm-hmm.
but not really a black art hub, if you will, or
Yeah.
larger event. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
now we do have the Milwaukee Black Arts Festival, but at the same time, I think it's been important to just stay, like you said, cons- consistent and persistent in showcasing some of these different talents. So right now, I've taken the festival concept in many ways, and what I'm doing now is I'm partnered as a Near West Side artist with the Near West Side Partners. If you're not familiar with the Near West Side Partners, they represent the community relation interests of Marquette University, Harley
Mm.
Davidson, Miller, Potawatomi Casino, and Aurora Mount Sinai. And
I love
so
it.
they have an initiative to gentrify the Near West Side. But what
Mm-hmm.
I like about their mission is they're definitely focused on gentrification without displacement.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
significant level of integrity as far as beautifying the city, as far as making properties available to people as far as first-time homeowners, first-time property owners, small business owners. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
number of different initiatives on the Near West Side going on to encourage these things. So uh, where I come into play is they have uh, they have a community art initiative, and
Okay.
so I've partnered with them and submitted a proposal to them to install and establish a mural tour on West Valete Street between 40th
Oh
Street
wow. I love
between
that.
from 40th Street to 27th Street. And so, as the Lord would have it, we received funding from HUD, uh, Housing Urban Development, and HUD funded 7 murals on the Near West Side, uh, four
Wow.
of four of which were established on Valete Street. And so that was one lump there, and I'm sorry, 3 were established on Valete Street, and then there was also funding received from Greater Milwaukee Foundation, and
Mm-hmm.
so that funded another 4 murals. So there will be 7 new murals on Valete Street by the end of this calendar year, and that's just phase one.
Mm-hmm.
Phase two will include another 4 to 5 murals. So this is part of a neighborhood beautification. This is
Love that.
also part of an initiative to showcase the works of different muralists in the city. And so the Westview Mural Tour, hence its name, the walls are either facing the west or people will face the west to gaze upon the murals. The
Mm-hmm.
most recent um, of these murals that I recently had unveiled was at the Wisconsin African American Women's Center.
Mm-hmm.
And so that mural was
Oh, I did see a write up about that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it was just an honor to be able to have that opportunity, especially for an establishment that's been so beloved in the Black community over the years, especially for the Kwanzaa celebration that happens every year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, again, it's about providing opportunity um, to other artists besides myself while
Mhm.
also, cultivating opportunity for myself, right? So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
you know, but it's often like I tell my students at the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, um, if you being a leader means being a servant, and if you can serve the
Mhm.
community, and part of service is providing resource and/or opportunity,
Mhm.
and I think it's important to focus on providing resource or opportunity to others of like-mindedness.
That's
And
it.
so again, similar to the concept with the festival, it wasn't about me. I didn't
Mhm.
exhibit work. I didn't perform or anything like that,
Right.
and it was just about providing opportunity to other artists and music enthusiasts, much like myself. So
Mhm.
um, it was a great experience. It may have been a flawed business model, but in terms of how it was received by the community, how well it was attended, the 3 years I did it, well, actually 4 years. I did 2 years at the Marcus Center for Performing Arts Pavilion,
Mhm.
and then 2 years as the Community Arts and Funk Festival Arts and Culture Day at
Yeah.
the Washington Park Band Shell. And so,
Mhm.
you know, um, right now, here I am again working with people with the Near West Side,
Mhm.
loosely affiliated with Washington Park area. So,
Mhm.
that's been my mission. That's been my calling. I often coin the phrase, "The Lord showed me treasure in plain sight." Uh,
Wow.
my landlord who introduced me to the organizational heads of Near West Side Partners, uh, I would say about 3, almost 4 years ago, took me on a drive up and down the Leach Street and showing me all these uh, new emerging businesses, as well as
Mhm.
vacant buildings, and all I saw was potential mural spaces. And so after kind of meditating on it for a few months, I fleshed out the proposal, which evolved into 2 or 3 other drafts,
Mhm.
and then was blessed enough to be working with a grant writer who's quite prolific in their grant writing abilities, and was able to secure funding to start the mural tour itself. So I call that responding to that still small voice, that whisper,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
and now things have come to pass and come to fruition, and it's only phase one. So it's been a great experience. It's great to provide opportunities to other muralists like myself, and it's
Mhm.
also the magic of it has been, um, I'm providing internship opportunities for students from the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. So
Oh,
all
awesome.
all the murals created this summer, the African American Women's Center, um, working on one currently. Uh, Artist Ruthie Joy, elder African American woman artist, her and
Mhm.
I collaborated on the design for the Hmong Friendship Association. It's been a
Mhm.
great opportunity to educate ourselves about another ethnic culture, and
Mhm.
then also have them gain an appreciation for the artistic talents that we displayed to come up with something that would honor the founders of the association, as well as celebrate their culture. And so there's that. Jay Sterling goes by the tag name Jaybird, um,
Yeah, Jaybird.
ma- master graffiti artist
Yep.
and illustrator. He is executing as we speak a Milwaukee graffiti
Oh,
tag
there you
mural
go.
on
Mhm.
38th and Belite on the side
Yeah.
of Clark gas station. And so when you all go by there and see it, you'll see that the word Milwaukee is spelled out, and in every letter of the word Milwaukee is a different recognizable landmark or area of the city, with the
Mhm.
I in Milwaukee represented as the NBA playoff trophy.
Oh, sure.
So
Nice.
there's that. Um, Also, a mural executed was off of Belite Street on what's called the New State, which is on
Mhm.
right off of 26th, and it's on State Street, right off of 26th Street. And that the New State is an organization that will focus on performance and engineering arts for youth. So
Mhm.
grooming youth to be performers, grooming youth to be engineers and producers, as far as in the booth, so to speak, behind the scenes. So I think that's going to be a real poignant organization for the youth, because their goal is to expose youth to different opportunities within music industry, and then also prepare them for employment within the industry. And so that's located on 26th and State. It's the Old Palms uh, Theater, where many well-known national acts played throughout the 80s. Um, and so that's just a little snippet of some of the work that's been going
Yeah.
on. Um, the students of the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design have been exceptional. They have been my extra arms, eyes, and hands. And so
Mm-hmm.
again, for example, I restored the murals on the House of Peace a couple years ago, and the beautiful thing is they actually tracked me down to come years later restore something that I painted in 1995. And so I did that,
Yeah.
and then with
Yeah.
that,
Arthur
yeah,
Ashe.
yeah, and so brother Booker Ash, yes. Um,
Yes, yes. Yeah, Brother
and so
Booker Ashe. That's right.
that, yeah, and so that was something I was on the wall every day by myself. So I
Mm-hmm.
I, I I
I
know I
think
know
I
what it
drove
takes.
past and saw you with a paintbrush a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. But really, truth be told, though, it's been a phenomenal experience. It's
Wonderful.
been a watershed year. Um, COVID was rough on everybody, um, but at the same time, there was a lot of blessings and abundance that
Sure.
occurred
Mm-hmm.
at that same time. And so,
Yeah. Well, Brad, you
and I'm
are
sorry, I was
absolutely
trying to get my
amazing. Oh, go ahead. Oh, no, you
no,
muted yourself.
I was trying to get my camera back on.
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah. We hopefully we can get it back on. Oh, there we go. Almost. Sooner or later. But Brad, I
there we
appreciate
go. Oh,
it, yes so much for even again taking the time. We're gonna get the camera on before he goes for sure. There he is. See,
there we
I
go.
wasn't crazy. There
Okay.
go a
Oh,
balloon.
yes. All right. Yeah, yeah. You do see a balloon in the back there, but yes, yeah. So that's kind of my long-winded scoop of what I've been blessed to do, what I'm currently doing, and like I said, it's been a great experience. To whom much is given, much is required, as you know, and so I
Mhm,
don't take any of it lightly.
mhm,
But I think the thing that's important now is secular ministry. The
mhm.
church has to be wherever, and I'm not demeaning the secular aspects of ministry, but when I say secular, I mean the church being anywhere that we are, and there has to be a
For sure.
ministry mindset as far as whatever we're choosing to do, because if the integrity isn't right, then the spirit ain't gonna be right, right?
For
So
sure.
but I always say, I know when it's the God whisper, when I follow the nods, and when the nods
Mhm.
confirm as I move forward, then that's how I move forward. Just follow the nods,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, Brad, we see you, we hear you, and the work you're doing is effective. And it is felt and it is changing the face of our community. And so I can't recall if you can be there on Saturday or not to get your acknowledgement, but that's why I wanted to make sure that I could get you on at least today, just to
Yeah,
love on you a little bit, tell you to keep shining, and to
yeah.
let you know that we see you and we feel you up in this city, and we're so grateful for you.
Well, thank you for that, and you keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna
Yes,
definitely keep doing
sir.
what I'm doing.
Yes, and now I'm gonna let you focus on the road. We will be talking again soon. Brad, you know exactly
All
how to
right,
find me on your next projects. I love you. We're gonna
all
chat with
right.
our next treasure.
Thank
All
you. God
right.
bless.
Love you much. All right, all right, all right. What's okay? We in here. Come on, numbers. We doing numbers. Listen, this is treasure hunting season. I'm looking for some treasures up in here. And I just got through talking to a gem of a man, Brad Anthony Bernard, visual artist, muralist, and so much more. And doing just such amazing things. Like I said, I met him like on a music. I think I actually did an event where I had music and art mixed together. And so it's so amazing, especially after the years that we that we experienced 2020 into 2021, to see people still doing their crafts, see people still believing, still listening and taking direction from the nods, as Brad said, and just moving forward. Natalie Hayden said, "Hey, Brad, if you can still if you can still hear us there." And so next up, we're gonna keep it moving. Is another one of our amazing treasures. His name is Jeff Kennedy. I used to call him Shakes, y'all. And we actually met on a couple different projects, and one project we'll just keep between us. And again, just watching him, he also helped me with Saved in the City in the beginning years when I was trying to say, okay, I want video mixed with radio. And so, he believed in me when I was beginning. And so just to see him continue to grow, and kind of like Brad, it goes beyond their craft and it starts to trickle out into other people, their interns, the young people that can come up after them. And so without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to bring up my brother, Jeff Kennedy. Come on in. What's up, Jeff?
What up?
What? We looking at the back of the head. This feels very
no, because I made a dramatic entrance. This is my dramatic entrance into your show.
Okay,
because I'm doing the 2-camera setup, so I just wanted to switch it like that on you. I just wanted to be able to do that to you. I wanted to switch.
This is what you do. Listen, he's also for hire, not just a treasure.
Now this is a promotion. That's why I'm here. And I'm here to promote my business. I feel like I'm gonna get on somebody's platform and be on your platform.
Okay, well, I asked you to be, so come on and shine, brother.
I appreciate
so that's
you
the
having
one
me
thing
here.
about me. I definitely love, I love when I see people doing stuff. And when you come over in this area, I need y'all to shine. Talk about what you do, why you do it, and just share with the people. Power forward media. This is what we're talking about. And so share with them kind of where it started and kind of what it is that you do today.
Man, it's
that's loaded.
Can you hear me? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely loaded. No, I started with just a little camera, and honestly, I was a DJ, and so for me to be doing media work is kind of weird for a lot of people in Milwaukee because they know me for controlling the party. But I ended up getting into a relationship with a DJ from the radio here. She moved. She was from Houston, and I moved with her. When you're in a relationship, you kind of go with the relationship, and I ended up leaving.
Been there, done that.
We left, but we didn't leave I didn't go to Houston. I went to LA, and she went to Houston. But then I shifted, back into her life, and down south. And she was DJing, and I just picked up a camera and started filming her, and that's how I picked the camera up. Like that's how it ended up in my hand. It was just like a moment where I was down south, wasn't doing anything. It was probably one of the brokest moments of my life where I was.
Ooh, talk about it.
I was just trying to survive, and I was living off my girlfriend who had a job, and she was on TV, and I would go to the TV station, and so I got her helped her get this moment on TV where she would be DJing on TV, and I was like, you need to figure out how to start talking, and I'm gonna be backstage just kind of taking pictures and just taking behind the scenes stuff. And that's how it happened for me. I'm on the news set and I see all these, I got an ego. So I saw these bigger cameras and I had this little camera from Walmart, and I was just like, if I'm going to do this, I was like, I got to figure out, how to level up. And I remember ordering a camera off of QVC. It was just like this little, pay a monthly thing on it. And they ended up sending 2. I ordered 1 package, they sent 2 packages. And I looked at the order, order 2.
2 camera setup, just like that.
Right. So I got 2 cameras now. So I'm like, and then the relationship, me and her, it kind of went wherever it went. I left her with a camera. I took my camera and I came back to Milwaukee, and when I got to Milwaukee, I was like everywhere trying to figure out what I was going to do. But I wasn't going to DJ anymore. Like that was done. Like that moment had happened. I did like 10 plus years in DJing. It was exciting. It took me a lot of places, got me in a lot of doors. But once I stopped it, I was like sincere about stopping. So when I lived in LA and I was working for Snoop and, doing all this stuff, like that was a moment that I was like, okay, I just leveled up. You know what I'm saying? So like to be DJing, it just didn't feel like that was my thing anymore. I think I'm just done with that. Standing in front of a crowd of people and playing music. Like that moment had passed for me.
You're a bass player though too, right?
I mean, I bought basses because I can afford them. I like how they sound when all my friends played the bass.
Gotcha.
But I know how to play the bass. Like that's not a joke. Like I can play the bass, but I'm not a performing bass player. So I don't play with the band. Like, I play drums too. I started playing the drums.
Yeah.
And so Rail Beats, the producer of a lot of music, me and him started playing the drums together. Came up in the church, and I remember when we first got the drums. My grandpa was a pastor, so I felt like I should play the drums first. But he was the better drum player.
Yeah.
He was the
That's
greatest.
how we do.
So I started playing the drums, and then I love the bass, and eventually when I got money, I was like, I'm gonna buy a bass, and I bought bass guitars, and I played them. But my point to say was, even with like playing the drums, I never really played with like a band. At my church, we was just like me and my boy was on the drums. That was kind of it. We didn't have no piano player. We didn't have nothing. Just us playing the drums and the choir. So I never grew up with playing with a band. So playing with another, anybody, that would be weird for me. I would have to like grow accustomed to doing that because that's a whole art.
It is
in
a
itself.
different.
You can't just show up with the bass like I play. Because I play, but I don't play with people. And so, but yeah, that's my music. I love music, and now that I'm doing media, I'm trying to figure out how to still be connected to music, but providing a media platform for musicians, artists. But it's that moment has passed. But now and the media is really doing so what I didn't want to do. When I got to Milwaukee, I didn't want to be like this club dude with a camera, like I'm taking pictures of the club. Like I didn't want to be that guy. No shots at that guy. I'm just saying, right. When I came back, I was just like, I said to myself when I was down stuff like I got a lot of friends, and it was, and I didn't go to school for this. I'm just trying to survive at this point. So it's not like I'm like some dude that was supposed to be doing this. It was just like, I'm not DJing anymore. I didn't go to college.
Right.
I'm not about to go work at Walmart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got to still hustle and get it. And I was like, I got a lot of friends that are doing things in office. David Bowen, David Crawley, all these guys, they were in office. And I was just like, man, Reggie Moore. I got all these people that are my buddies. And I'm back down south just sitting down south. I don't even want to talk about the things I was doing down south. But I was down there. And got this camera, and I was like, let me go back to Milwaukee and figure out. And actually, my brother, shouts out to my brother, was the one that got me back, to Milwaukee. He was like, you should be here. And I agreed. I was like, there's a lot of people doing stuff here that I should be supporting with this media. I could figure it out, And I got back, and David Bowen actually got me my first media, like real official media gig. But he was just like, there's an opportunity for somebody, organization in the city looking for someone with, a camera or so. Yeah. And I showed up with my camera and told him what I could do because while I didn't go to school for none of this stuff, when I was down south, I was on YouTube. Yeah. I was like learning things and spending a lot of time trying to figure it out. And that was just my thing. Like that was my school. That was my college, YouTube. And it might sound funny, but it's really a great teacher. I got back and I was just like, there was a moment where I just, after working with this organization and doing whatever, there was just a moment where I was like in 2016 and I saw people pulling out their phones, going live on Facebook. There was that moment where I was just like, I got to figure out how to make that happen on the camera. Because if Facebook Live is on it, if you can do like how I'm doing Facebook Live right now, like how you're experiencing me, like that was my thing. Like I felt like you can do this. And no one was really doing that at the time.
Yeah, you're like a pioneer of this whole streaming live thing. Like honestly, Jeff was the really man. For real.
I take pride in that. Like that's not even like. I love that moment, in my life because I remember that moment. I remember sitting back like, damn, this might not last. I remember people telling me who are like experienced camera people, like saying, that ain't gonna last. Like that ain't gonna be nothing. That's a waste. You know what I'm saying? And I just was like getting up every day, like preaching this and selling this to everybody. Like, man, this is the thing. Virtual audiences, like y'all, there's gonna. I didn't think it was gonna be a pandemic, but I was like, there's gonna be a need. You're gonna need to, this service one day. And then I remember New York Times came here. Shouts out to Montreal Kane. I remember this. And Montreal Kane called me, and the New York Times came here. This is when it was big for me, because this is when the media started. So first off, to be very clear, I used to show up and go live in places, and the news would be like, "How is this dude doing this?"
Yeah.
He was like, no, they wouldn't know. Like, he was the news. Everybody would leave their cameras and come by me and stand there before the press conference started and be like, "Who are you and how are you doing this?" And I just took pride in that, being like this dude, nappy headed dude. At the time, I had nappy hair. My hair wasn't no, it's still nappy, but it wasn't braided. It was all over the place, and I would just show up and do this. And I just loved it. Manpower had to hire me, because they couldn't figure it out. And not the no shots at them. Like, there were people,
right? No, this is
got me the gig.
New technology.
Yeah, but like, people got me the job. But I'm just saying, like, because there were very few people that could figure this out, and like, nobody's gonna gamble on people like trying to figure it out live at their event. They're like, if this is the dude that can do it, then we gotta rock with him, man. The New York Times had to come here, and they didn't want to do their little live stream in 2016 with a cell phone. They had to hire me. We had to come with the camera and fire. And I was still learning at the time. Like, I wasn't like this media. I'm not what I am now, and like, I didn't have all of the technology. I had a bunch of stuff, but I just still was trying to figure it out. Like, it was still new. The whole industry was new to me, but I was just like taking pride in the fact that I could do this one thing, this streaming thing. So I didn't really want to do anything else. I just wanted to stream because I knew it was something that it separated me from, everybody that was doing media, at that time. Now everybody's streaming, which is great. 5 years ago, I was nervous about this moment. I didn't want anyone else to know how to do this. I didn't want anybody to produce Saved in the City. I just wanted to be the only guy that knew how to do that. If you couldn't do it, then it is just what it is. Like, that was a great moment in time 5 years ago.
Oh my God. And then some, yeah.
But everybody's doing it now. And like, now that makes my industry even much more of an industry. It's like, I don't have to worry about this shutting down because everybody's doing it. Like, so people are going to need people like me. I can still do it now. I just do it great. I have more cameras. I have more everything, so I can do it how I want. Look how I'm sitting in this nice establishment.
Okay,
but it's all off streaming. All off streaming. Yes. And I take pride in that. Like, that was something, like, this didn't look like this, but it was a vision of mine 5 years ago. To be able to be, working with, to be represented, or to be acknowledged as like Black media. That's a real thing. Black media is a real thing that doesn't get the acknowledgement it needs. And I could say a lot on this thing, and I'm not, because this is not that platform. However, I appreciate you giving me this platform. But it's just that Black media doesn't get the credit, and I don't think the Black community really looks at the Black media like they should, which is why I'm always spending more money. I'm always trying to level up so that when you see me, it don't look like. You can check out the Black Holocaust Museum stream we did yesterday.
Yeah, I just saw it.
These are things that I pride in that. Like, when I show up, I don't care if the media is showing up, whoever's showing up, I want to make sure that when I do it, I represent the Black media. We're doing it at the highest level, at the level we just overdo it. We exceed the expectations. That's what I want to do. When it comes to telling our stories in the community, I don't want people to just look like, oh, well, he's Black. I'm just saying, like, honestly, people look at the Black people like, well, big Black, the white is right. Black, I'm just saying, when it comes to like stuff like that, you trust white people when it comes to technology. I'm just being honest. That's how I usually be when it's like, who's going to work the soundboard or who's going to do the stream. Like, I take pride in streaming because it's one of them things that it's really a nerd thing to know how to do. Like, it's some, like, they made it real easy for people to do it now. But when I was doing it, it was hard to do. It was some stuff that you had to really know. You still got to kind of know how to do this stuff. And it's some nerd thing. And here I am, off of 12th Street, no college experience. I had a vision and I made it come to life now, with the help of God and all that wonderful stuff. But it's still, though, it was like something that I was sitting on it, and then I came and here it is, and we're still doing it. We're able to bring young people and have them be a part of this. My company is big enough to unite with other media, so I'm not like nervous now. I don't have to like hover over my computer. Like, you can't see what I'm doing. I want you to see what I'm doing. I want to work with you. I want to build. So shouts out to the Terrence Sims, the Montreal, anybody like the DJ Lees. These are all people. The Tim Ricketts. We all work together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to create a platform where we can all live under. And like, even just if it's just hanging out if it's us working on a project together, but like not us just feeling like we separate. Like y'all will be shocked to see us all in one room, together, like hanging out. But it's hard because we're always we working. We're always contracted out. But there's a real space for that I want to create. I have the ability to create it now 5 years into this. I take a lot of pride in that. Now, on the downside of this, and I'll get off. I don't want to be too long. I was like, I ain't gonna be long. Here I am. I'm not gonna be. I don't have nothing to say, man. I'm here talking. But the downside of it is that because of COVID, we lost a lot of business, and that wasn't. It actually was like honestly, I hate to say it, but it was like a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like it made me be like, oh no, I'm not about to be, because we was comfortable for a minute. We were doing churches. Everybody, come on now. It wasn't. We was doing everything. All the churches. We don't even do churches anymore. That's how deep we are into the streaming lane. That's major for me to say on your platform. I don't stream for churches anymore. Last time you saw me, and I was like heavy in the church streaming. Like I was doing 5 churches a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And that was stressful, which is why I had to stop, because it was like I don't want to continue. But COVID, what COVID did do is it got us very busy because everybody needed our service. Got us very busy, but then because I was nervous about business, I said I'm just going to lock in. I got to do this. I didn't want to do this, but I did it, and I locked in with a funeral home. And to be honest, churches and funerals were the most consistent thing you could do in media, unless you work with a news station. Like for the independent media, there was no more weddings, there was no more club, there was none of that other stuff y'all was doing. Like anybody else, churches and funerals were the only thing. Like churches was not closing their doors. They figured out, put a camera in front of me. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get our offerings, and funeral homes can't stop burying people. So I'm gonna lock in with a funeral home.
Well, I do have to hop in on that. All the churches weren't streaming live because they were trying to get offerings.
Well, I was just joking.
Streaming live.
That's my joke. That's my joke. I was being funny.
Network.
You do Christian comedy. You do Christian comedy. You can laugh at that joke. That was a joke. I make that. You know why I make that joke? I made that joke. Can I at least explain myself?
Sure.
I make that joke because I'm just being honest. If something went wrong with a stream on a Sunday morning in my life, in my business, was stressed and overwhelmed. If a stream cut off they do that sometimes in my business, in technology.
Sure. No, I get it.
But if that happens to a church on a Sunday, you're not given that grace like you should be given. And one of the most things I used to hear was my bottom line.
No, I get it. I'm just
offering say that. So I get it. And I respect it. I'm gonna start attending again. I'm just saying that I gotta, working with the church so much, I had to stop. Like I had to.
Yeah, I get it.
I was just too close to it, connected to it, But I started to say, man, that COVID made us do a lot of funerals. I've done over 250 funerals in the last year and a half. Like that's a lot of funerals for anybody to do. Funeral homes do it on a regular. Yeah. But for us to be as a media business, I got young people. We doing funerals, but there was nothing else to do. It was like either that or y'all ain't nothing to do. So it was like every day we were doing like 10 funerals a day. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Between some of these funerals, and we were doing it. But even still, and the beautiful thing, I think the beautiful thing from working with these funeral homes, and I end it with this for me, was the fact that we were able to go to a specific funeral home, Golden Gate, and I was able to go to them and say, hey, we've done so many funerals with y'all, and I just got to figure out how do we do something for the community so it don't look like all we doing is funerals. Like y'all have the ability and the capacity to celebrate life just as much as I had the ability to celebrate death. So let's celebrate. You know what I mean? So I was like, can we do something in the community, and touch more people? And they said, yeah, we'll support. I'll go out and do events there are events in the community happening, and we'll go out and show up and support the community and capture them, take photos. So you could have been out this summer and saw us at Soul Unplugged, Garfield 502. We was there, streaming it. We were there printing pictures and giving them out to people for free. It's like, and it was, hey, this is a free photo sponsored by the funeral home. Like the stream was sponsored by the funeral home. And for us, that's a great relationship and a great service for the community. Yeah. Now people may not understand it, but it's just like, you don't understand it because you're not a funeral home. But for me, I was like, as a funeral home, like y'all got to do more than just show dead bodies on the screen. Is what I was basically saying. Like at the end of the day, when you come to this funeral home Facebook page, because of COVID, all you're gonna see is nice, and they're crispy too. It ain't the little blurry ones. I'm talking about the high definition ones because of us, you know. And so I'm just saying that if you're gonna see that, at least balance it out with a concert in the community. You know?
I'm gonna say, do your funeral how you want to do your funeral. Jeff, listen, I love you because of who you are, and I love all of the work that you have done and continue to do. And beyond that, you know what, we talked about the essential workers. We hear that often when you talk about 2020 and we think about doctors and nurses, but I'll be bold enough to say that media became one of the essential workers. We were showing up, as you said, for these different funerals and for church services, or trying to figure out ways to keep our lives going, to keep our business thriving. And so a lot of people don't realize that, but media has been an essential element of keeping us alive, right? Even when a lot of the artists, they couldn't do their concerts like they used to, they had to turn to different forms of media. And so it's people like you and Black media and beyond, because for me, you're more than just a Black person in media. You are excellence in media. And I want you to continue to shine and continue to do what you're doing. Wherever I can assist and help, I am so absolutely here. I got some breaking news that I'm going to give on Saturday that I think you're going to be really excited about. And so, oh my goodness. Any final
Brandy's getting married. She's getting married, and she wants
no, everybody says that. You proposing, Jeff?
This could be a nice way to get proposed to on your show like this and high definition. I'm not trying to kill the moment. I'm just saying, like, that would be
very, very nice. But no, it is even, I'm not gonna say it's better than marriage, but it might be right up there with marriage. But I'll be sharing that on Saturday. But Jeff, before we go, tell the people how they can connect to you, your services, and all of that jazz.
You know, Facebook probably is the best way to connect to me. Like if you can get to me through a messenger, you know, but I'll be honest with you, I'm the hardest person to connect with sometimes just because of the industry, the work we do, the amount of work that we're doing. And I don't say it to sound like we're doing that much. It's not a joke. And the level of work and the clients, everybody's stuff is major. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, sometimes we're available. Sometimes we're not available. You know? I wish that I'll have a platform to talk about that, because it's a real thing that people don't understand. Just like you know, people talk about mental health, but then when you talking about taking a break, then they don't want to honor that. But it's a real thing. So sometimes we're just available. My best platform is Facebook, because I can see it and it ain't as aggressive. It's just a message. I can look at it. I get to it when I get to it. And most of the time we get to it in a timely manner.
I love it. So look for him, y'all. Jeff Kennedy. Am I saying your name right? Is it Kennedy?
Well, it's Kennedy, Kennedy. Is what you want. If you're feeling that way.
And shakes.
I'm playing. Go back to shake. Make it easy on you. Man. Just shake.
And you're going to look for you guys, Power Forum Media, across all your social media platforms.
Yeah, hire us. If you need some virtual stuff, y'all want y'all stuff to look right this year. If you're in the audience, you're watching the playback, we can do it at the highest level.
I love it.
Come together. We're Black media. Hire Black media. Put some money into the Black community.
Not?
Man.
I'm a witness. I've used Jeff several times. I worked with him. And it's been amazing.
She used me back a couple of years ago. We weren't even really cold with this. So like, if y'all really want to do this, like at that level now, this is the time to do it, because I'm getting bored. You know, and people have been locked down and ain't nothing going. You know what I mean? Seriously, nothing's going on. And so like creatively, like if you're a creative and you're trying to do stuff like me, I'm in a house that I live in. You saw it. You were here yesterday. This is my house.
I was.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, that's how bored I am. The house is rigged up to be a studio, because we just like, I'm sick of waiting on somebody to call me to be like, hey, can you come do this gig? Like, no, we're gonna do gigs. I'm about to have a band here next week. Like, I'm not playing. Like, it's gonna be going down up in here, you know. And you're welcome to attend. I know you play the bass too.
I do.
You don't talk about that enough. I've been feeling bad.
Guitars in the background.
What are they at? Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, Jeff, I love you. Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. Thanks so much for all that you do. Keep on shining, my brother. And I will see you on the flip side. Okay.
Flip side.
Bye. Oh my God, you guys. Now I have one more treasure that I'm waiting to join us. But in the interim, let's take this moment just to remind you guys that this is our countdown for the Saved and the City 5-year anniversary celebration. I need you guys to be in the place. Okay, I need you to be in the place. So when is it happening? It's happening October 2nd. That is this Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Infinite Church. And that is, let's see, I believe I do have the address here. That is 6750 North 43rd Street. Again, 6750 North 43rd Street. And we're talking about the Infinite Church. Again, it's happening this Saturday, October 2nd. Okay, I need y'all to be in the place. So we're doing the Milwaukee Treasure Awards. Jeff, we actually just got through talking to him. He actually filmed my very first Milwaukee Treasure Awards. And here we are 5 years later, still celebrating people, still expecting amazing. Because it's out there. It's absolutely out there. And so I see one of my amazing friends that has just joined us, our final treasure that we're going to chat with this afternoon. And he actually is the pastor of the Infinite Church where our event is happening. And so I'm going to bring him to the stage without further ado. He is the amazing Pastor Redante. He does so many things in the community. I'll say this real quick as I'm bringing him up. I forget why I popped over to this church. I think I popped over there because I was trying to look at the space to see if I wanted to utilize it for my event. And I was met at the door by like 50 kids. I'm saying 50, but it was 27 youth, and they weren't just lollygagging, they were working. And so Pastor Redante had took on 27 interns for the summer, and probably more. There's probably a few hiding in the back. And so when I saw that, I was like, look at my brother. Like, he's really doing amazing things. And back in the day, he also supported me with Saved in the City. And so I said, what better opportunity to take than now to shine light on a king, if you will, a man of God doing amazing things, not just for him and his family, but his community and beyond. Welcome, Pastor Redante.
Hey, what's up there, Brandy? I'm Iberia. I'm excited. I'm super excited to be here. To be honest,
PR. You put the PR.
You know what? When it said put the name up, I put PR because you the first person to start calling me PR. And you know what I'm saying? And I thought it was dope because, Pastor Redante. So I thought it was
right. No, you thought it was public relations.
Yeah, public relations, right. But we're gonna do that too,
Right, exactly.
but I'm super excited. This is truly for me a full circle in moment, not just because I promise, not just because of the honor and everything like that, but this is one of the first programs that I locked into when I came back to Milwaukee. When I returned back to Milwaukee, I just became a fan of Saved in the City just because of the show. And I used to tell Brandy that all the time, like, I'm just a fan of the show as is, and end up becoming one of the co-hosts for a season on Saved in the City, and super exciting time of my life, and so it's an honor. And and when you used to do these Milwaukee Treasures, having that underdog syndrome, I used to say to myself, Drake has a song that say they don't make awards for this.
Oh wow, yeah.
There ain't no awards for this, and the things that we really do behind the scenes. You always say, man, ain't nobody gonna ever give me an award for this. Not that you're looking for that,
right,
or anything like that. But I just never saw myself in that kind of flow in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So this is truly a touching, heartfelt moment because I know that it's from the heart, and I know that people can't buy these. I know that this is not something that somebody can lobby for or vote for. I know that this is something that God puts on your heart, and you genuinely see people literally doing the work, and that's what I'm about, doing the work.
Oh my God. You're so spot on. Like you said, this is something that is literally like, no, people aren't, it's not like, oh, put this person in. Like I literally am in prayer and I'm like, God, who do we reveal, if you will? I mean, not that, I'm doing the uncovering of or anything, but who do I acknowledge, And so, and sometimes it's a question, and sometimes it just flows, And the thing is, most of the people that are acknowledged as Milwaukee treasures aren't looking for acknowledgement. They're doing the work because it's in them to do. It's a calling, it's a drive, it's a desire to see people better, to see people have excellence in ministry, in media, in art, as we talked to Brad Bernard earlier. And so talk a little bit about the Infinite Church, kind of, you've come a way. Like you said, you came back here, watching Saving the City. You were at the YMCA, and now, I mean, look at the background, y'all. He had his church. This is dope. Talk a little bit about that growth.
Literally, I was thinking about, and the reason why I decided to do this from this setting was because literally I'm sitting here, not just in a building, but this is what God said, and that was all we had. Me and my wife returned to Milwaukee. I'm from Milwaukee, born and raised, lived here my whole life. I left back in 2002. Heartbroken by the streets on every level, crushed by the streets on every level, wasn't saved, high school dropout, all that kind of stuff, and gave my life to Christ on the expressway going to Memphis. And it was there that God, revamped me, restored me, rebuilt me, encouraged me from within. And as serving in Memphis, and the Lord spoke to my heart on September 30th, 2016, which we're celebrating 5 years of the day that God gave me the vision for this church on tomorrow. God spoke to my heart to come back to Milwaukee and save lost souls. I had no desire to come back to Milwaukee because Milwaukee was a place that God saved me from. And that'll make sense to somebody. It was the place that God saved me from. So I had no desire to return back here. And me and my wife came back here, my wife, Dr. Erica. We returned back here strictly with what God said. We didn't have anything. There was no connections, no hookups, no anything. And I like it that way because I know that I can give all glory just to God. And I actually had pulled up a picture that I wanted to put here. This is a picture of our very first worship experience. This is before the YMCA.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Wow.
That was in the clubhouse. Out on 72nd and Brown Deer. And,
wow.
And all we had was a karaoke machine, and that's it. And I didn't even know this brother. I seen this brother just like I seen Saved in the City. I seen this brother, didn't know any of his accolades or background, but my very first person that came and led worship for our very first worship experience was Curtis Eubanks. I didn't even know him.
I love
typed the brother a message and just said, "Hey man, I'm coming. We're having a worship service. Do you mind coming to sing?" And he said, I didn't even know that he was as polished and renowned as he was, and such a humble spirit. But I'm just trying to show you his humility. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. And this brother came and led worship service on an old wooden piano. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is what I love for this.
And you know what I mean? So I am just humble and grateful for just the journey. And God has truly taken us on a journey. We've grown tremendously. This is our second move. We moved into the old YMCA, the old Vale Phillips YWCA over there on 21st, 3940 over on 21st and Capitol. And then we moved into our facility that we're in now, 6750 North 43rd Street. We call it the Infinite Promise Center. And God has allowed us to do great things. These past 2.5 years have been strenuous, tremendous, and amazing in ways that I cannot define. And so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be of service to the community. And I was thinking about this, Brandy. I ain't trying to just overtalk, but I was thinking that I was looking at every area of my life, and I'll tell you something that's taking place on today. Every area of my life, I've postured my life to be of service to mankind, and so that my life is lived to be a blessing to somebody else. And throughout this pandemic, God graced us with our Infinite Acts of Kindness food pantry.
Yes,
we were able.
I saw people drive. I was there yesterday, or was it Monday or whatever, and saw people driving up. Like it's active, moving. Yeah,
it's active, moving. Yeah, consistent. We've been feeding since the pandemic. The height of the pandemic, we've been feeding consistently 560 families every single week. 560
Wow.
families. Everybody ain't getting that extra money on the EBT cards and so on and
See?
so forth, just keeping it 100. And it's people that just need a little something to help get them by. And so the food pantry has been consistent. We established it. There are now people that are serving in that area, and just watching God just be God on every level. On today, I'm not the best at advertising this stuff because I'm such a doer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
on today, 50 people, up to about 50 people are going to receive direct employment with FedEx, $22 an
That's what
hour.
I wanted you to talk
Yeah,
about.
$22
Yeah.
an hour. And we got more of these coming. Today, so as we were establishing the program, I said there are people that need to be hired right now. They don't need to wait until we get our stuff together. And so we're doing 50 pass-throughs right now to allow people to go ahead and get these positions. And so they're going to be direct hired through FedEx. And so we're excited about it. We sat with the executives of FedEx. We got them to remove the drug testing off of the application and remove the extensive criminal background check. So nothing is hindering people from being able to go to work for meaningful and gainful employment. So we're excited about this, getting people jobs. You know what I'm saying?
So what do they
really,
have to do? They have to just call your church?
Man, show up at 6750 North 43rd
Today.
Street at 5 p.m. between 5 to 7 p.m. And
Okay,
we
I'm
filling
getting
out
people there.
applications. We got recruiters going to be here right on the spot. All right. We got recruiters going to be here. We running these names straight through, getting people hired. That's what it's about.
Wow.
And you know what I mean? We want to give people, when I was in the streets, and I'm a street boy, I didn't grow up in church. I was in the streets, we weren't going to work for no $13, $14 an hour. Just wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? So this is a way for people to really step out of some different things and step into the workforce with a force. And so, you know what I mean? I feel like they got them numbers right on the beginning, 22 an hour. They got them numbers where they need to be. So
It's like assembly, like what is it? Like at FedEx?
I think it's
like
package.
delivery?
I think they're really going to fill first their package handling positions,
Right.
and then but they are also. I talked to the vice president of HR of the global FedEx company. I talked to the vice president of HR, and he said that he's placing everybody on a concentrated career track for those that want to continue to walk forward in the company, that want to move forward. So he's placing everybody on a concentrated career path so that they will have hands-on work. Also, I'm told by FedEx that they're also going to be willing to offer some forms of transportation for those that do not have vehicles, et cetera, et cetera. And so, I'm excited. I'm excited about busting moves, Brandy, like real moves for people. And you know what I'm saying? So that people can level up their lives and bless their lives, and so on and so forth. And so
I'm about to send a bunch of people there, male or female, right?
Male or female, you know what I'm saying? 18 and older, you know what I mean? They have to be 18 and older. And so, over the summer, I worked with the Earn to Learn program. We were an agency of I don't know if it's called agency or
like a site. It was
of the Earn to Learn program through their Earn to Learn, Employ Milwaukee through their Earn to Learn, and we initially only put in for 5 kids. That was it. And I got a call from Earn to Learn, and they said they had all these positions that they were not able to fill or send anybody anyway. So we end up taking on 29 kids total
29,
for the summer, parked 6 weeks of my life.
I was struggling with my 8.
Yeah, just but so here was my thought. My thought was that, hey, if we can, you can't do it forever. Well, I'll do it as long as they provide them with a check. But, if we can stop, this group of kids from riding in stolies and getting in trouble and finding other things, so I was like, man, send me as many as you can get. And I was really praying and saying, God, give me the strategy and give me the plan and give me the manpower, et cetera, because I'll take 250 kids. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's just about, if we get the support and the strategy and I mean, not the strategy, but the support and the manpower, I'm looking next year to possibly take on a few hundred kids. You know what I mean? Because if we can keep them active, if we can keep them active, then we can keep them out of stolen cars. We can keep them from getting into, you know what I'm saying,
We can
Grand
keep
Theft
them
Auto crack.
alive.
Right, exactly. Keep them alive.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Keep them alive on the vine. Everybody
On the
gonna come in.
vine.
Keep them alive on the vine. You know, my assistant pastor back in Memphis used to always tell me, you know, you got to learn to keep people alive on the vine. Some people ain't in the season where they turn to bloom, et cetera, but we don't want them to die on the vine. So we got to help keep them alive while they on the vine. Jesus, the true vine, we got to keep them nourished and keep them flowing while they on the vine. You know what I mean?
This is why you are a Milwaukee treasure, my friend. Like, this is why, like, y'all, again, tonight, I mean, we're talking about Milwaukee treasures, and that is happening this Saturday. But tonight, listen, even if you're not, sometimes we get so selfish and we think, oh, that's not for me. Is it for a friend? Is it for your brother? Is it for your sister? Share this information tonight at 5 p.m. at the Infinite Church. So it's like a hiring event that you guys are doing, right?
Yep, it's a hiring event. You know, and I apologize for the low keyness of it. I haven't, you know, when I strike and move, I'm such a mover that I don't have time. Like, I want to do the promotions, I want to do the good look, I want to do the setup, but guess what? I want to make sure the people get what they need. You know what I mean? And so, yes, it's a time for us to promote and a time for us to make sure that our names and our brands are attached to a thing. But man, bump that. Let's make sure people get the resources that, and see, and God told me, Brandy, when I came back here, the Lord told me, he said, if you trust me as your source, he said, I'll turn you into a resource. And that's what God has done in my life. He's turned me into a resource. And I tell people, you know, in every level, you know, I'm not, listen, I ain't playing no games. It's the plug in real life on every level, because I'm gonna connect people directly with it. No middleman, no false flag, and we're going to connect people with whatever it is they need. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do. We called to introduce people to God, and guess what? And get out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're going to introduce them, get out the way, and make way for them to come down to the Infinite Church tonight at 5 p.m. Come and get these jobs, y'all. $22 an hour. 6750 North 43rd Street. That is happening tonight. Don't say we didn't tell you nothing.
Well, I'm excited about your event. I'm excited about your event. I am excited about your event, and I'm excited about, God bless you, 5 amazing, wonderful years. 5 is the number of grace, and it's going down. Listen, I'm so excited about your event. I'm so excited about everything that God has in front of you, and I'm excited. I know you're getting ready to make a great announcement. I want to make an announcement right here that also I just launched as of today a brand new inspirational clothing line called Citizens Inspirational Clothing. I'm excited about it. Me and my son, we launched this new clothing line called Citizens. It's super dope. Got our first little pieces.
Let's see. Citizens Kingdom of God. Yeah, oh, that's what I was thinking. So we're talking about kingdom citizenship.
Yes.
I like it.
We in this world. We ain't of this world.
Come on, peculiar. We out here. So, Pastor Redante, this is the thing is, so everything that we're talking about is happening at the Infinite Church. So tonight, come and get these jobs. On Saturday, come on to the 5-year anniversary at the Infinite Church. And again, that's 6750 North 43rd Street. You're going to be there, right, Pastor Redante?
Yep. We'll be
come on, get this award.
We got the food pantry happening tonight from 5 to 7 as well. So, you know, Infinite Acts of Kindness Food Pantry. It's a pull-up service. You just pull up, they load you up. You can pull right off, no questions asked. And so, you know, God bless you and thank you. Thank you for having me on this platform.
Thank you for being you. And so again, you guys hang out with us this Saturday, y'all. It's going to be happening from 6 to 9 at the Infinite Church. Again, that's 6750 North 43rd Street. Thank you again, Pastor Redante, just for all that you do. I see you, man. And you ain't listen, you in the spirit of, I ain't come to take sides. I came to take over. Okay. For the kingdom. And I absolutely love it. So again, just before we go, they'll tell people, so every Sunday, if you know, you have service, people can come out to that.
Every Sunday, we have service right here at the Infinite Promise Center, 6750 North 43rd Street. Our worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. and we have Bible studies tonight on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. But again, you know, I'm excited about being able to come together, praise and worship and do all those things. But I'm really excited about getting out in these streets and doing the work of the Lord. Preach the gospel, and if necessary, use words.
Yes. Yes. What? Preach the gospel. And if necessary, you can't be dropping them bombs and then be like, and goodbye. No,
Yeah.
I love it. You're absolutely amazing. I love you, PR. I will see you on Saturday. I'm going to have some people come out tonight. Be blessed. Kiss Lady Erica for me. And we're going to keep on moving forward in Jesus' name. Love you so much. We'll talk
Bless
soon.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you guys, we've done it. That is our first MKE marathon, MKE Treasure Marathon. And actually coming up tomorrow, we're back here. So join us for your lunch break, 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be talking to some of our lady Milwaukee treasures. We'll be chatting with Andrea Williams. We'll be chatting with so many different people, Lena Cole, the Kinlow sisters, and beyond. So many amazing folks doing amazing things right here in our city. So I love you guys with the love of the Lord. Make sure you come out to the Saved in the City 5-year anniversary happening again this Saturday, you guys, at the Infinite Church, 6750 North 43rd Street from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Listen, y'all, it's free and open to the public. So you don't have no excuse. I need y'all to get there. We're going to make sure that we are practicing social distancing. And if you do want to donate, however, for all of the efforts that we're doing with Saved in the City and beyond, you could just cash up Iberia Nation. Again, Iberia Nation. And this helps us to continue to do this kind of work, to bring positive, inspirational media to you. Again, Iberia Nation through the Cash App. I appreciate you guys so much. And until tomorrow at 1 p.m., be blessed. See you soon.